Who is doing what by when and how is it done? That's really the questions that we're answering. And you'll remember when we look at the minimum viable systems and we think about what are the minimum number of systems required for each department to deliver on the promise of that department. Well, marketing's promise is to deliver leads. Sales's promise is to convert those leads into clients. And we figure out, well, what are the minimum number of systems that need to be done to achieve that? Then we identify what they are, we bring it out into the open, we identify, well, how is that to be done? We're setting that how-to piece, and then we need to marry that, well, who is doing it and when is it due by? And certain things are going to be due on a certain cadence. So we know in the finance department that every 2 weeks, wages need to be paid, and maybe there are some sub steps in there about the team members submitting their timesheets, and then it's Sally's responsibility to cross-check those timesheets and prepare for payment, which happens every 2 weeks on the same day at the same time. So we know Sally's doing it, when is it done, and how is it being done? And then we just need to stack that across the organization. The first couple here and there, like I said, it's just like a small little blip on the radar, but it's once you stack all of these and you've created an accountable, transparent organization for the most important tasks. Once that starts to lock in and then we get new team members on board, that's really when we start to see the organization shift. Does that make sense? A lot of what I'm talking about is tying together different threads that we've already spoken about and then trying to give you the live example. You kind of have been doing this, at least from a systems champion perspective, and you may not have even realized it. The systems assign sheet is effectively who is doing what by when. Like I got you to do this outcome without even having project management software, because the project management software is effectively the spreadsheet, which is easier to manage when it's one person. So you've already started to get this experience where, well, we know what the systems champion is doing. They're going to meet with the knowledgeable worker to extract a very specifically identified system. We've locked it down to a sprint, so we know how much work needs to be done. The last piece that you need to do really is to then tie it to a timeline. And we'll talk a little bit about that final piece, depending on where you're at and whose responsibility this is. I get it, when it's Travis saying, hey, we're super busy this week and we didn't get a chance to get to things. When it's the leadership team, you're juggling a bazillion things. But if you've got a systems champion, you need to tie this down to sprints. And you say, in the next 3 months, we need to get through this particular spreadsheet. There's a column in here, it's not shown on the screen, where you can add times or due dates. And that's how you start to move things forward. So the systems assign sheet solves that part around clear expectations, because we're saying this is our expectations of what needs to be done by when. Just a heads up, that clip was taken from a session in our Systems Champion Certification Program, which is the world's first and only program for systems champions to help you build a systems culture and develop an AI-first approach and roll it out inside your organization. To find out more, head over to systemology.com/systems champ, and I'll see you in there.